There was an arrangement with the Historical Society in the city of High Point that if the society raised the money for the building, the city would expand what it did to pay for the museum staff and services. One of the key people to approaching the large donors was Richard Wood. Richard was an unsung hero in that process. There were others, but Richard Wood is the one who led that effort, and I take my hat off to him. We would not be here today without Richard.
You know, when we put the addition on the museum, one of the first presentations we made was to City Council, and asked them if they would put up $1 million, if we could raise $1 million to put this beautiful addition on the museum, and they immediately agreed. The late Vicki Dallas and I were co-chairman of the fundraising drive, and she was so charming and so lovely and had so many great ideas on how to raise money.
The museum was supposed to have opened 3 or 4 presidents before I moved into that role. But when I got into the line of succession to become president, I actually joked that if it didn't move faster, I would end up being the one as president cutting the ribbon. Well, when I became president, actually it had not opened. So we treated it like a furniture market showroom opening up for market. And we set a date for the gala, and I met with staff and I said, we are going to open. It will open on my watch, and it did.
Once we finally decided on the design and raised the money, we were ready to go. And of course, as I say, the rest is history.
The expansion did not just create new exhibit space. One of the things the expansion did was to give us more room for staff offices so that we could actually run the museum much better. But most importantly, the expansion gave us a place for the community to come together, to meet, to discuss, to deal with community issues, to hear speakers. It's been a key part of this community's intellectual and cultural life since we opened.
It was fun to see it completed. When we had the grand opening of the museum, my grandson and I think he was about 3, we had a little parade up the sidewalk in front of the museum for the grand opening, and I was able to walk with my grandson up here, which just, you know, it adds another piece to the family puzzle and to the genealogy and how involved our family has been in High Point.
People will come in here if you have a good story. The message will get out. But I've always heard, and my community still says that the museum is a good old boys club. And the rich and famous in High Point, the only ones that get recognized. And it's, some of that may be true. However, I've seen change on the African American exhibit, and I'm going to continue to contribute to it and try to make it grow as much as we can with the funds that we have to work with.
Part of High Point's legacy is John Coltrane, and about a year or so after the museum opened, Ravi Coltrane was going to be in the area, and he decided he wanted to see what the John Coltrane exhibit was at the High Point Museum. It was a great honor to have hailed John Coltrane's grandson as Ravi came in and took the tour. And we actually put him, Ravi and his wife and his son, into my car to drive them around High Point to see the places where his dad had grown up. But it was the exhibit here at the museum that brought him in.